I'm 36 years old, and basically for my entire life, all I've done is fill up my washing machine, set it to the normal setting, and let Jesus take the wheel. But then this summer, I learned some really interesting stuff about my dishwasher down in the kitchen that made it work way more effectively than I ever knew possible, and I thought, I wonder if the same thing's possible with the washing machine. It turns out it is. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Callie, also known as That Practical Mom, and I share practical tips for just like managing the daily chaos of life. And today, we are going to talk about how to make your washing machine work way more effectively by just knowing a little bit about the settings and the machine itself. Let's do this. I feel like washing machines have so many settings. It almost feels a little bit excessive. I don't really know that I necessarily need that many settings on a washing machine, but just by understanding the basics of your like top 3 or 4 can help you use them a lot more effectively. And essentially there is a hierarchy of them, with normal regular being at the top, then permanent press, and then delicate. So your normal regular is going to use hot water. It's going to use a fast agitation in the drum. It's going to use a fast spin when it spins the clothes at the end. Permanent press is going to use a more warm water. It's going to use a slightly more mild agitation, but then the spin is going to be a little slower at the end to prevent wrinkles. And then your delicates are going to be a cold wash. It's going to be a slow agitation and a slow spin at the end. All of these have pros and cons to them. The hotter the water, the cleaner your clothes are gonna get. But hot water has its downsides. It means it is more likely to fade your fabrics. It can leave your fabrics more prone to being stretched. Well, cold water will protect your fabrics a little bit more, but it's not going to get your clothes as clean. And then it's sort of the same with the spin cycle and the agitation. The more spin, the cleaner your clothes are gonna get, but they're going to get stretched out a little bit more. They're going to be more prone to wrinkles, where if you have a slower spin, less likely to get as clean, but you're protecting the fabrics a little bit better, thus why we use them on delicates. Just understanding this has helped me choose the proper settings when I go to wash my clothes. Typically, I would always just use regular or normal because I figured that was regular or normal, but now I actually only use that for my clothes that really need to get clean. So this is typically my children's clothes, and then this is like kitchen towels and bath towels. When I'm washing just my everyday clothes, my husband's clothes, I find permanent press is totally fine. I don't need to be using as hot of a water. It's not going to fade or stretch our clothes as bad or leave them as prone to wrinkles. The fun thing about doing laundry when you have children is just the random stuff that you'll find in here. Sometimes today's a wood chip, which is not the strangest thing I've ever found in a washing machine, for sure. But then something else I learned about on my washing machine, when you open your little compartment where the soap goes, you probably see that there is detergent, there is softener, there's probably a spot for liquid bleach, and then there's a pre-wash. I never really thought about this pre-wash compartment. For all of the years of my life, I just let it be. Pre-wash, I don't know why. This is not for me, I don't care.
Now, to understand why pre-wash is great, you have to understand the basics of a washing machine, and that's that it goes through a few cycles. First, it's going to rinse, and that's just with water. Then it'll drain, and it'll add in more water plus your detergent to wash the clothes. Then it's going to do a final rinse at the end to rinse away all of the soap.
What pre-wash does is it allows some soap to go out in that initial rinse. So if you have something that is heavily soiled and you want to give it a little extra oomph, pre-wash is a really great option. In order to make pre-wash work, usually you need to choose it somewhere on the front of your washing machine to tell it to use the pre-wash. But this can be a really great way to sort of manipulate what you're putting into your washing machine. Maybe you're putting something into the washing machine that's just extra really super dirty and you're gonna put it on normal and you wanna use the pre-wash, i.e. my second born's clothing always. Another option might be if I'm washing some of my clothes and they got a little bit dirtier, maybe I had a day that I was like hanging out with the kids and like they got food all over me, but I don't necessarily wanna go to regular. I don't wanna risk going super, super hot, but I do wanna give it a little extra boost. I can choose to pre-wash on permanent press and again, get that little extra oomph of clean. Honestly, prior to knowing this, I lots of times would wash my kids' clothes and sometimes they would come back still dirty and I would be so irritated. Why did these come back dirty? What did I do wrong? And it was because I didn't know how to tweak the settings properly for what I was putting into the washing machine. A few other important things to know about the washing machine is how to properly clean your washing machine. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, it always feels silly to clean the things that clean, but those are often the things that need to be cleaned the most. And I find specifically a washing machine is something that I like to give a good clean every month or so. And so here is how I like to do that.
Okay, first things first, we're gonna clean the detergent drawer. This actually gets really gross and I didn't know for a long time that you can actually remove it. There's usually a little release tab of some kind. Take it out, scrub it really well, soak in some warm soapy water, whatever you gotta do to get all the residue off, and then return it back. Now go ahead and wipe down the doors, wipe down the seals. So you can just use a rag or a paper towel to wipe all of the seals. These get really gross, surprisingly fast. And then you also want to clean the seal between like the rubber part and the drum. Sometimes you kind of have to pull this back to see how disgusting it's gotten in there. And then just Keep on scrubbing until it's nice and clean. Now you may notice that some of your seals have mild buildup of like mold or mildew that you can't get rid of. So you can get one of these mold removing gels and it just sits on it for a little while and then you wipe away the mold. Next, go ahead and clean the filter. You might not know that your front loading machine has a filter. It's typically on the bottom of the machine. You're going to place a towel or shallow bowl underneath the filter, then open it up. You'll drain out the water in there and then take out the filter and soak it in like some hot soapy water or just scrub it really well to get out all of the junk and grossness. Now, these can get pretty gross if you've neglected them for a while. If you have not cleaned this, it's probably pretty gross. And finally, run a cleaning cycle before using it again. You can use washing machine cleaning tablets or just 1 or 2 cups of vinegar right into the drum. And once it's done, make sure to leave the machine door open to prevent any mold or mildew.
You notice that our appliances are starting to not work as well. We can just like complain about it and be like, oh, this thing doesn't work anymore, and then think about having to buy a new one. But learning little things about how to care for and how to fix our appliances can make them last so much longer. And I'm not saying this to like talk down, because this is something that I really in the last few years have really just learned how to do myself. It's called adulthood, and I am slowly adopting it into my life as being a boring adult that makes videos about dishwashers and washing machines. Oh boy, to be 36.
Now, a washing machine hack that I'm currently hooked on right now is adding vinegar to the bleach spot of my soap drawer. So vinegar is actually a natural fabric softener because it breaks down detergent residue and softens your fabrics naturally without the buildup that many softeners add. Not to mention it's chemical free. Vinegar also helps to remove odors from fabric. It's a mild disinfectant, so it helps to sanitize and it naturally brightens whites. I've honestly noticed a huge difference to my clothing, just the way that they feel and the way that they smell and how they literally feel cleaner when I incorporate vinegar into washing.
Last but not least, I want to talk about laundry stripping, because this is something that I recently did in a video that I had heard about for probably 2 or 3 years but never actually tried. I decided to finally try it out, so let's roll that footage.
Let's talk about laundry stripping. Have you ever heard of this? You have maybe seen videos of this on Instagram telling you should strip your towels. It's basically just the process of taking out any buildup of oils, residues, and detergents from your laundry. So you're going to start with clean laundry and you fill up your tub with hot water, mix in a 1/4 cup of borax, a 1/4 cup of washing soda. This is different than baking soda or washing detergent. And then mix in some heavy duty detergent like a Tide. Next, mix in your laundry, make sure it is fully submerged. You want to give it a stir every 4 to 5 hours, and you're going to be probably shocked at the color of the water when you're done, because yes, that is all dirty residue that was on your laundry, your clean laundry.
Yucky water!
Yes, it is yucky water, isn't it?
Now run everything through the wash again on cold water just to make sure it's fully rinsed of all of the stuff that you just used to strip it. And this process will restore your fabrics. It can help to remove odors that you can't seem to get rid of, and it will strip out all of those oils and residues that may have been sitting around on your laundry.
Also, while we're on the topic, let's just talk about borax and washing soda in your laundry, because knowing how to use these can be awesome life hacks too. So washing soda or pure soda ash has very high alkalinity, which means it's amazing for breaking down stains. So you can add some of this right into the drum of your laundry if you're looking to break down some tough stains in your laundry. Now, borax I find is really great for odor elimination. So add some of this into your laundry if it's not smelling so great. Maybe you've had something you washed a few times and it still smells musty. You're gonna add this into your laundry to help remove the odors. That's why together they work really great for laundry stripping.
All right, my friends, that does it. Hopefully I taught you at least 1 or 2 things. At least 1 or 2, just small little things that maybe you didn't already know about your washing machine. I like to think that I am not alone, that I was not the only one who didn't know these things about my appliances. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others, and I will see you all in my next video.